Hello and welcome to another Brew.0 Tech Tutorials. Today I'll be teaching you how to set up your Carrollton High School Literacy Portfolio. On the screen right now you can see the product that we're aiming for. This is for Steve, and we're going to set this up and just put the basic structure of the site together. There'll be other videos for adding content to the site and different sort of customization features, but this one will help you get started and create all the places that you can put things in the future. So creating Google Sites is really easy. You can do it right from Google Drive. My recommendation is that the first thing that you do before you even create the site is to create a folder and name it Literacy Portfolio. And this can be the folder where you put your Google site, but also where you store all of the contents of your site. So all the essays and projects and PowerPoint presentations and videos that you create that you want to share in your portfolio can go right into this folder. So you always know that your final product that you're showing to the world is in a place where you can find it easily. And then you're going to create your site, and that's easy also. It works the same way as creating a Google Doc or a Google Sheet. All you have to do is come down here to More, click on Google Sites, and it's going to ask us to put it in that portfolio folder. And given just a moment, Google Sites will give us a basic template for our website. Now we can change a lot of the elements here, but we want to make sure that our basic structure is standardized and that we share it with all the other students at the school so that people who are looking for things, whether it be your teacher or your counselor or someone at a college that you're applying to, know where to go. And so the first thing we want to do is to give this a name. I'm going to create Susie's portfolio today, Susie Student. So I'm just going to call it Susie Student's Portfolio. And right here where it says your page title, since this is our landing page, this is the front page, we're just going to make this really big, your name, and make sure that you capitalize your name and make it look nice. And Google Sites does something really interesting. If you hit enter here after the title, it'll create a space to put a subtitle, and this is where we can write Carrollton High School Literacy Portfolio. Thank you. And in just a few minutes, we're going to take this space down here and create an About Me page, kind of like Steve has here. But for now, we're going to go ahead and set up the structure of the pages in the portfolio. So in order to do that, we can click right over here on this side and click on the tab that says Pages. And you can see that this page is called Home. You can leave it called Home. If you ever want to change the name of a page, you can change it right here. I'm going to call this About Me because that's really what's going to be on this page. And you can see the little Home tab there means that that's where people show up when they click on the link to your page. That's the main page of your site. And the next thing we're going to do is really easy. We're just going to create new pages for each of the years that you have in high school. And so there's 9th grade and 10th grade. And 11th grade, and 12th grade. And the last tab that we're going to create is a tab called Capstone, which is a graduation requirement that your English teachers and your graduation counselors will talk to you more about as you approach graduation. But if we go ahead and just put it in there, then it'll be ready for us to use. Now, these are out of order. You can see that 9th grade ends up down here at the bottom, and the order that they are over here is the same order they show up over here, and that looks kind of sloppy to have 9th grade way over here at the end. In order to reorder these, all you have to do is drag and drop, and be careful that when you drop them in the same line. There's a possibility that you can drop it on top of, and what happens when you do that is that it makes it a sub page, and we don't want that 12th grade to be a sub page. So just put them in order, and that's as easy as that. And so that's the main sort of basic structure for your portfolio site. And because these are going to be empty for now until you add something, you could go ahead and it would be nice to go ahead and go to these pages and add a little text. You can do that by clicking on Insert Text Box. You can also double click in this space and just click Text. And later to see what I've done. And that way people know that you haven't forgotten something. It's just that you're not there yet. You can always change this later, and I'll do that there and right here. And it's just nice when you create a website that you don't leave empty pages. They can be confusing to an audience who thinks they may have done something wrong. Now and there's the structure of your site. And here's a key thing. This site is available to you to edit in your Google Drive, but it won't be visible to anyone else on the internet or in the school until you hit the publish button. And when you hit the publish button, it's going to ask you to pick a URL. What I would suggest is that you use the same three-letter formula that they use for your Google login, because you know that nobody else has that, and it'll publish it. And once it publishes, it will let you see it. So here's a tab to say view. If you ever can't get to that, this link right here says copy published site link. We can copy the link, and let's just go see what it looks like on the internet. Paste and go. And there it is. And here's the About Me page. And you can see that it's very boring, but it has all the basic features. The only other thing that you're going to do today, and that this video will cover, is to create a rudimentary About Me page. And that's going to be on the main page of your website, just below your name and Carrollton High School Literacy Portfolio. And the way that you do this is simply to create a space down here to put a picture and some information about you. And you can do these in one of a couple ways. You can see that on the insert page over here that Google has given you some sample layouts, and you could choose to use one of these layouts if it makes sense for the content that you're using. You can also create individual elements either by double clicking or by entering it up here, and you can drag them around once you place them. But I like this layout right here, which puts the picture next to the text. I'll just do that, and I'll use this space to write About Me. And down here I'll write a short narrative about myself. Once again, this is something that you can use to give your audience a little bit more information about who you are, your interests outside of school. Because this is the first place that the audience will land, this is your chance to let them know something about you that they maybe won't find in any of the essays and projects that you share in your portfolio. Or it could be that you help them sort of understand what's the most important things to you as they navigate this as they navigate this portfolio. And your teachers in each year will give you some more instruction about what should be included in this narrative. But for now, you can spend a little time writing a paragraph about yourself. And in order to see what that would look like, we'll just pretend like we've done so. So there's the narrative. And then over here's a place to put the picture. Now, you may have a really nice picture of yourself. Remember that this is a professional product, which means that a selfie or a picture of you being silly or making a funny face is probably not the best one to choose for this product. So if you have a good professional photo, maybe a school photo, you could add that. Otherwise, you can choose to include an image that you feel symbolizes you in some way or captures a sense of who you are. And I'll just pick an image from here. And this is not one that you would usually choose. This is an example of a bad photo to use. And yet, you can see now what this looks like. And remember, before you leave, to click Publish, which will update the site. And so if we go over here and we refresh the page, we will see, our basic portfolio set up. And that is how you set up your Student Literacy Portfolio.